And good evening, and welcome to Marshall Net episode 13, where, like we said in the past, we might not always have a guest, but we'll find something to talk about.
And boy, do I have something to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I put it, like who inspires us, but I also kind of left it open ended where we could just. So before we even get into the inspiration stuff, what is your issue? What is your bone of contention?
So I've been actually more active than normal when it comes to what I've been seeing online, when it comes to like stick
Mm.
fighting or knife fighting
Mhm.
or knife defense or like self defense products.
Yeah.
And you know, 99% of the time when I actually will mention something, it's my comment is normally like bullshit. Um, which is funny. Like I literally just posted something on Toro right now where a guy is doing like a regular like Heaven Six drill. And I'm like, hey, if you want to learn stick fighting, learn this drill, right? But listen, like I've been around you for a while now, and when I watch people doing some of the knife fighting stuff or knife defense, it upsets me because you are learning how to get killed. Or when I see people trying to peddle their gear for self defense, and I see some of my own friends who are endorsing it, I really hope you're getting paid for it because
Hmm.
it really makes me feel like you're peddling garbage. And I really hope that the people who are peddling this stuff, who are my friends, realize I'm saying this not out of spite or anything else. I have a day job. I don't really give a shit. I am so tired of seeing some of the stuff out there, you know, whether it's a self defense pen or a self defense jacket. Like, if your training relies on a pen or a jacket, your training isn't satisfying the reality of you being attacked.
Yeah, the Jag. I just became caught wind of that. Tactical pens. I have a. I don't know. Like if like you have some good rotation, and you've done a system where and like Piper, for instance, because of the rotation, like the natural default system of power generation and where we're targeting and how to make it really concise in orbits, I can kind of see that. But a lot of the stuff, what I do see, as far as the palm stick material, for instance, a lot
Hey,
of
I'll
it.
tell you right now, like I've cut through pig legs and other, like heavy material, and a the same knife you get on your tray on an airplane can do the same amount of damage as a knife can.
In the right hands, yeah, sure. No, 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 yeah, no. That's a good point. What is okay? You brought up about this, and like I said, I just caught wind of it. I'm not claiming to really. So this jacket, like, what's all this about? Oh my god, maybe I shouldn't have asked.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I've been shitting on it. Like, like I've been
Ooh.
having severe martial arts diarrhea on it because I have a problem with it. I have a problem with the fact that, like they're looking for people who have heavy influence in martial arts. And some of these people are our friends. And, it's like, oh, I have these carbon fiber shields on on the blades of my wrist, and I have this hidden Kubaton on a what's it called, on a drawstring on the inside of my jacket. These are concealed weapons. Like, like in the eyes of Canadian law,
Mm.
the fact that you're actually wearing something that is considered something for self-defense or fighting, you've already lost. But the fact that, and beyond that, it's garbage. Like, like if you have to
Yeah.
rely on what you wear to protect yourself, then you've lost already. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no,
When I think of stuff like that, like the jacket you just
it's a fucking
described,
gimmick.
it's like
Sorry.
I automatically think of like military. Like if you're a civilian and you're walking around with like a jacket like that, I mean, and I'm not, and I don't know enough about it, so and I'm just giving, but just a broad lens. But I'm thinking like you're a civilian, like where are you living that would constitute for you to go out and buy something like that? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Just honestly, like, and again, like, if I lived in a state or in a province where allowed me to conceal carry, then I would.
hmm,
But this whole thing about like me wearing a jacket that's gonna prevent me from being attacked or being more prepared is all bullshit because it's all in here, right?
yeah.
Like uh, right now, I could be carrying 30 knives and 2 guns, but if my mentality is not ready to use those, then I'm an idiot. Like it's not gonna
Or
work.
all the pre-violence stuff where you don't even, hopefully, don't even have to go to those. I like, overall, and this is again, through the lens of FMA discussion, going out there and seeing other people's methodology, hearing other people speak, like when they're teaching. I tell you, there's just not enough dialogue in the whole pre-violence thing, and far beyond like, well, know your surroundings. Okay, I mean that's not wrong. You know what I mean? Or don't go to. I mean, but still, like
Show me
it's
context.
better.
Like listen, like we've had people like Adam
Mm,
and Brent Pierce and other people who are people who have been in the field of self defense, have been to war. I mean, like actual war, who I consider actual warriors, have been, in law enforcement. Like, if someone like that said, "Hey, Renee, you should do this," then I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
yeah, yeah.
But
You
when I
listen to
see
somebody
people
who's
who I've never seen fight, I've
right.
never seen any context of their fighting or whether they've actually ever fought in their lifetime period, then I look at this as like a gimmick and
Yeah,
bullshit. And I don't give a fuck who you are. And if you actually endorse some of these products, you should be ashamed of it.
yeah. It's just and again, money, money, right? I mean, a lot. When you get down to it, the root, sometimes, right?
Make
Yeah,
a
I gotta check
living.
out. I gotta check out
I'm
this
cool with it.
jacket.
I'm cool with it. Make a living, do whatever you got to do, make a living and everything else. But if you're going to endorse a product, show me the science behind it and show me the fact that you are a actual person who has fought and how this actually works.
Yeah,
Like I just I'm so sick and fucking tired of seeing some of these videos that I see on a daily basis. And a lot of the newer PTK people and one of the Tuhans out of India who's showing all these videos where it's like, you've never fought. I can see it just by the way you move. And and
yeah,
and I'm saying that as a person who stick fought and is
yeah,
still
yeah.
stick fighting. So, like if I offend you, good. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
That's
It's
all I'm saying. Is prove me wrong. It's the same way when Dean, I used to shit on Dean for his knife disarm until he actually pulled it off on me. And I was like, I was wrong. So if his Western Piper and his, Blade Tech prove me wrong, prove me the fuck wrong that your shit is actually works. Because I'll be honest with you, it doesn't. When I see you wearing that jacket and these moves and how cool I am and, choosing the cool guy or the cool girl with the pink hair that, oh, look how cool I look when I do this, you are full of shit. And
Yeah.
I, as a person who wants to teach people reality, I am fucking tired of it.
Um, and
Anyways, like you said, I am the nice person in this podcast, and you are the opposite.
Yes, I
I
am.
I
I
am
am the
so
polar. I
and
am
I've
the
had two
polar.
bad weeks of some stuff that's been going on, and I am so fucking tired of seeing this stuff going on because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I'm seeing a lot of stuff coming in FMA discussion. I mean, there's been a ton of posts daily coming in, and
I'll be honest with you. I cursed the day that you made me an admin on your page because I watched some of the stuff and it was
I know.
like
Trust me.
I don't want to embarrass people, but there's a
I
part
know.
of me that just, wants to embarrass them so they can realize and I'm not an authority on combat. I'm not. Hey Brent.
Oh, you know what?
Brent is one of
There's who we should.
the real motherfuckers I was talking about.
There's who we should bring on now.
Oh, bring him on. Send him a link.
Brent. Hold on, Brent. How do I? Why am I having difficulty to be able to navigate this so easily?
That's because I'm
Like,
angry.
yes, I'm getting rattled for um, what's funny though is I tell you, I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming in there, and I've made mention of this before, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. What I am saying though is, um, there are systems that I've never heard of. Now I've been doing FMA discussion now for 5 years, and kind of seeing what's come and gone. And I'm not saying I know hardly.
Hold on. How many shows have you done in FMA discussion?
Oh, over 500.
Okay, so besides 355, which was an amazing uh, uh, episode, you've done over 500. So it means you've spoken to 500 people,
Right.
500 systems, and you can sit there and go, I know this person's truthful, or I
Right.
know this person's full of shit. You won't do it, but I will. Like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and
like
again,
honestly, fuck you. If you haven't if you haven't fought, you can't prove your system or anything else. Stop bullshitting the general public. Just
yeah,
stop doing it.
yeah, and again, they could have been just didn't want to be noticed, and maybe their students told them to do. I mean, who knows? But I would have to say though, during that 5 year, and I'm still doing it, just not as active, but it actually gone past 5 years now because going into year six,
Yeah,
um, I would have to say I would have, but
you're way too nice.
maybe not.
Honestly, and I think this is what I love about you. Like you're such a nice person that I love talking to you because you've never have anything negative to say about people, and but I am. I'm tired. I'm done with it. I'm done with being nice to people who post stuff on their channels and on their feeds, and I'm supposed to pretend like it's real or anything else. Like I'm done with it.
Yeah, I know. I sent a link. So Brent, if you can jump on, I sent you the link. But
Yeah, Brent, what the hell's wrong with you?
yeah, yeah. So there's been that, and there's been stuff coming in, like a bunch of empty hand stuff's been coming in there. And again, I just don't say anything, just because for a multitude of reasons, I don't say anything, right? But you look at some of this stuff, and it's basically people leaving their punches out, and of course the person's doing their magic, and I'm waiting. And what's so interesting is why I don't say anything. I'm waiting to see, will anybody is anybody going to say anything, or they just think this is way, or maybe they're like me and they don't want to. Like, I don't know. But what I do find
I've been
surprising.
blocked by a lot of people recently, which I know is pretty hard to believe. But even like that dude Francis, who recently was like, "Oh, look at my new short sticks," and
Oh,
he's
I
showing this
saw,
thing, and I was like,
I saw that. I saw that.
I mean, I'm a bit of an asshole, so I said, "Are you fighting with Subway sandwiches?" And I said, like, what is this? Like, what the fuck actually is this?
Yeah.
So I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you teach. But if you decide to put something online for me to consume and to digest,
Yeah.
then I want to look at it and say, is this real?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
And if it's real, I want to see context. So whatever I've done and the things that I do, you can, if you do enough searching, you can find it and it's out there. And I'm
yeah,
not the authority on stick fighting or weapons fighting or anything else, but I've been around reality long enough to know what is real and what's fake. So
yeah. If you've been there, you know what I
if I
mean.
say, fuck you, I mean it as a friend. I expect you to say, no, Renee, fuck you. This is where it is. This is how I've used it, and this is what's going on. But if
Uh,
you're just out there to make a dollar, like seriously, go fuck yourself. Because there's people out there who actually look at you and expect to survive a situation because of what you teach.
right.
Like, get that into your fucking head. People are looking at you to survive because of what you teach.
Mm.
And I wouldn't be on this podcast with Dean if I didn't think that what he did, which I used to make fun of him for it, actually proved me wrong. And he proved me wrong. So, for all the people out there, prove me
Speaking of
wrong.
which, man, I met this guy from Brazil today. So we've talked on there. He seems, really nice guy. So once in a while, his company will fly him to North America, Boston specifically, and then from Boston, he'll go to Connecticut to train with this Myronese guy and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in Connecticut. Go with me." And I'm like, "Yeah." Now I knew this guy was tall, you know. So I'm at the place, and I see him come to the door. And I'm like, "Holy crap! This dude is 6'5", 250." I'm like, "Okay, we're gonna do it." So I knew, man, I'm gonna use him for grab and stabs, man. I put it in FM because I'm really kind of selective where I put my stuff now, but I did put it in Blade Tech and put the helmet on, man. But my whole body right now is just we did like a
Honestly,
whole hour of just that, and I was so adrenalized. Like after that, I went to the gym. I'm just like there. I got home, and all of a sudden,
Dean, honestly, and I'll be, as a friend, I'll tell you, you should post that shit everywhere because I saw it. And the fact that even like when he let off for a second and you started doing like jab crosses and hitting him in the face,
yeah,
I was like, this is beautiful. This is artwork. And for those people who don't know me well enough, if I didn't like something Dean did, I would be just as harsh with him as a friend that I would be with anybody else. And the shit he was doing, I was like, this is fucking perfect because you were beating on that person to make them back off and they backed off.
it was,
So
man.
honestly, like for me, that should be made public. I would share that to everybody. And if everybody had a problem with that, then I would say prove him wrong. That's my new thing is
I did
prove
put it
him
on
wrong.
I did put it on Instagram. I was thinking, I was considering putting it, but what I always like to do before I do that is talk, like, hey, do you mind if I put it in an FMS? Just have, you know,
You're
being
so
where
fucking nice. It bothers me. It actually it bothers me as a human being. It bothers me how nice you are to people because it's
So if he's okay with it, I will, because I was really considering that.
that guy was a monster.
Oh, oh my God, really nice guy though. Like really just like, hey, I thank you. I really enjoy this. I mean, but when I saw him at that door, I'm just like, oh man. Just like, yeah. And then I go to Kevin Goat. I go, he's a Brazilian. I think actually he's bigger than Kevin. Uh, yeah, but yeah,
He's 5'8".
yeah, yeah, Kevin Goat. Oh my gosh. Um, Kurt saying, Renee being blocked. Have you been blocked anywhere from
Dude,
anyone?
I have been blocked out of groups that I actually don't even belong to, which to me is even better.
So you formed it, and then
Yeah,
you got moved and blocked. Oh, that's a bad day, man. Here you create this group.
I think it's amazing. It's like I've actually been blocked for groups that I don't actually belong to, which to
Oh
me
my
is like
god.
100% honest. I absolutely love that. It just it means that for me, on an intellectual level, I am saying something that is pissing them off so much that they
That
don't even
they
want to
actually
deal with.
had to go to the extreme to remove you.
Oh my god! I was like, so when I was training with Thomas, and Thomas had his issues with Piper, and I got a message from Nigel, and he was like, "Yeah, I just want to let you know that you've been deleted from whatever group." And I was like,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
literally said, and I just verbatim, I said, "Motherfucker, I'm not even a part of your group."
I of course got
To me,
removed.
it was amazing. I was like, I don't even belong to this group, and I've been banned. Like, this
Yeah.
is a new thing for me. Like,
I
I've been banned from some Dawn Brothers groups, and I'm a fucking Dawn Brother. I mean, I'm a Dawn Brother since 2009, right? So we're going 16 years,
the worst
and
is
I've
going to
been banned
be.
from some of those groups.
Oh
So,
my god, that's like. Yeah, we know
so,
you're still a dog brother, but you're just banned from here.
oh,
Oh, see you at the gathering.
oh yeah, and that's the problem too, is that they have to see me at the gathering.
That's what kills me though. They're removing you, and like, did the thought dawn upon them that they might actually see you after that?
Yeah, and you know me well enough. I am not a quiet person when it comes to like talking to people. So if I have an issue with somebody, I will call you. And there's been times in my past where I've actually gone to people's houses
I can't believe that.
and said, apparently there's an issue. And there's a few people who are on my radar right now for that. And it's just like, it could happen, could very well happen.
It could happen.
Because I
You
don't
may
care.
see on Facebook.
Listen, I'm a martial artist with a day job,
Yeah.
and I'm a Spanish and Italian. And when my blood mixes and I say, yeah, I'm good, um, I'll hop my car on a plane. It doesn't really matter to me. So,
I think it's
um,
time that I pay a few people a visit.
and it doesn't mean I'm there to fight them. I'm just there to
Yeah.
say, like, if you won't meet me online, since you decide to call me out,
Mm,
then maybe we should have a chat face to face, and that's a
right.
whole different thing.
Yeah. I tell you though, it is. It's funny. I was talking to this guy, Talis, today from Brazil.
Mm.
And we were talking about, yeah, I said, during COVID, I mean, there were people working together, like there was a sense of unity, community. Like the efforts were there and you definitely saw it. Um, I tried to link on, wouldn't, I
Hey,
could
Brent,
say,
copy the link and put it in your browser.
you could do that, or Brent, I could just send you a new one.
Oh, got it. We got to get that guy on because he's going to be like, he's going to water me down,
Oh
which
my
is
God,
even
he's
like,
going to, it is. It's going to be you two. You two are going to be like,
I love that
uh,
guy, man. He's awesome.
yeah.
Next to Eric, he's
Okay.
my number two,
Okay. Who's that?
Mr.
Oh,
O'Brien.
Eric.
Yeah,
He's okay.
Eric, I might be moving to Florida. Just to let you know.
Oh, by the way, I might be your next door neighbor. Okay, so I did send him
When
a
I get down
new
there, just let you
one.
know.
Brent, I sent you a new one. But yeah, you may have to copy and paste, regardless of what link, though. But
Just do what I say.
yeah. So I'm talking to this guy, and I said, yeah, there was absolutely some, effort going on and all that. But when COVID got done, like everybody went back to that tribal, that whole, like you're nowhere seeing that. And I get it, people were home and there, but I really thought there would have been a continuation of that. But what it does though, it absolutely substantiates that this is why we're on the bottom and this is where we deserve to be. And I hate to say it. I know some people, whoa, what do you mean, Dean? And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what I mean. I just explained
People
it.
are more interested in being a viral sensation or some sort of, like internet meme of what we do than what we
Yeah.
actually are capable of. And it's such a fucking bullshit thing for us to be a part of. Because as far as I'm concerned, FMA has so much to offer, or,
Mhm.
like stick fighting has so much to offer.
Yeah, it's and again, I really thought that would perpetuate it. I thought that momentum that was built would have really carried on. I really did.
There's too
And
many of us
just
causing shit in order for us to actually move on properly.
and here's the thing, and it proves it. Like you see all this stuff pushing and stuff, and I get it. Hey, everybody, if you're doing for this living, I get it. You got to kind of push it there, but there's ways of doing it with integrity and all that. Like, and that's why I have so much profound respect for Burton. Burton does it in a way where he's not putting anybody else down. He does it with honesty and integrity, gives credit with this. I mean, like, he is a quintessential person, in my opinion, to model regards to social media. Like, one of the things we're going to talk about who inspires us. Okay. He inspires me greatly in how I conduct myself in social media. 100%. I model there because I've seen how it works for him and I see how he's perceived and respected and held in this high regard. And he doesn't get caught up in this stuff. And
He does, he doesn't have to. He
no,
he
no, yeah, right.
he
He doesn't
he
have to.
he,
Yeah.
he is a I practice what I preach kind of scenario. When I see and listen, like Burton is a
Anytime.
Burton is a fellow dog brother,
Yeah.
and he's like one of the few people that when I was going through my bullshit, reached out and said, "Keep doing what you're doing. I really like what you're doing,
Yeah.
and be yourself." He never said, "I'll give you 10% off my next,
Oh, by
my
the
project,
way,
whatever."
yeah,
But what
no.
I love about that guy is you watch his videos,
Yeah.
and that motherfucker is moving. He is moving. He is fighting. He is training. He's
All
teaching. He's
about it.
telling people, "This is what I do."
Yeah.
He has his students like attack him, and he goes through whatever. And I don't give a shit who you are. And you say, "Well, maybe his students are not as skilled as he is." He is moving, applying, executing, and teaching.
Yeah.
And if you can't say that you're doing that, shut the fuck up, because
He
that
doesn't care.
guy
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
doing what he's doing.
And
I
the thing
love
too
watching
about
his
him,
videos.
the,
I
the,
love watching his videos, not just
yeah.
on the fact that he's like, again, a fellow dog brother, but the fact that he's actually going out there and he's like, "Oh, this is how I apply A, B, and C."
Yeah.
And then you
No.
see it in real time. If you are not doing that and you're not teaching that and you rely on your, combat jacket to do that, I will say respectfully, go fuck yourself.
And folks, you've heard it here on episode 13.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of a lot of this stuff. I just,
Yeah.
and that's why we keep canceling podcasts, is because I'm angry.
Yeah. No. But yeah, I mean, much like, I couldn't agree with you more on, on Bird. He's been incredibly instrumental. I mean, I've been with him now close to 10 years and, the magnitude of what he's done, not just from the physical techniques and the systems and all that, but like he really, I don't know if really like my confidence, everything really got behind me, everything I've done, totally is, had my back in that regard. And the neat thing about him is he does such neat, like the Zulu thing, man. I love it. You can't just get that from anybody. You know what I mean? Like, the guy goes out, is still a student. He still is searching things and doing things. Like, he is still
Here's something
learning.
crazy. So there's people out there saying, "Oh, I couldn't fight because I have plantar fasciitis," and "Oh, I couldn't fight because I have a frozen shoulder," and "I
100%,
couldn't
man.
fight because A, B, and C." And then here's Burton saying, "I just had surgery on my abdomen," and 2 weeks later he's posting a brand new fucking video of him moving with somebody.
And never complains. Like I know he's
Never
gone through
complains and doesn't make excuses for the fact he has a physical ailment.
it.
So that to me, right off the bat, again, as a fellow Dawn brother, is like huge to me.
Yeah.
Because, I fought with broken hands. I fought with a broken arm. I fought with a broken nose and whatever else. And half the time I didn't know.
Yeah, he.
But he never complains about it. He just fucking does it. So when I hear people
No,
saying, well, I would fight, but my pinky toe has a cracked nail. God damn it. Like,
yeah,
seriously, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, so needless to say, he is one of the ones
Yes.
I was going to talk
And
to.
Brent, you got to get on here because I'm tired of swearing by myself. Dean doesn't swear.
He popped in, but then so there was something going on, which I'm going to guess internet related, because he was on the bottom, but I didn't see him. There was just an icon, so I
So
guess
should we
there
get
could be
Eric in as
something
well?
going
Or?
on. Walking living, yeah, that's it, Nick, for sure. Um, Yes. Well, let's. I sent him a message that he popped in. Maybe he can pop back, but let's just see what he. All right. I gave you one. Who?
Inspiration?
Who?
Oh.
Yeah. Like Pat. Like your whole journey. Somebody that's had obviously a profound effect on you.
I got to be honest. There's so many people that have actually had a very profound, like it was a very profound experience for me. Like I've had obviously like Philip and Arland and Eric. I was very, very fortunate to fight some of the original Daw brothers. And like, I mean, fight. I'm not talking about sparring. And to see them when I fought them, I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and these people already in their 50s, where I'm at now. And to see them, like still beat the absolute piss out of me.
Mm.
And what for me, what did it wasn't just so much the fighting experience they had, but the attitude they had about it. It was like, yeah, I knocked you out, but this is how I did it, and this is why I did it, and because and they were talking about even like age wise. At at your age, I may have fought you this way, but because I'm older now, I have to fight you this way.
Right.
And it was like that kind of breakdown made a profound difference in the way I look at fighting, and it was pretty crazy. Or even like, listen, go to a Dan Inosanto seminar. You have a guy who's in his and listen,
80s.
I'm not a fan
80s?
of a lot of his seminars because of the way he goes through his material. But I look at him as a person and how he does stuff in his late 80s. And I sit there and I'm like, shit, man, I wouldn't be able to teach that.
I know.
And I'm in my 50s.
I know. Yeah, absolutely
So,
incredible, and we still doing.
And listen, there's a guy now in Montreal who just became part of the Bodai Swan family. Who I originally became a silver session, and I think it was like 2014.
Okay.
And I don't know what sash he is right now, but he's outdone me in any things that I do, and it's just like that to me is very cool. So
Connections.
I look at people who are willing to move forward and do things that I would never do or I haven't done. And number one is prove me wrong. And show me something I haven't seen, or show me the dedication that you have towards the art. But not just dedication towards the art, but in a sense where it's like on a combative level that it makes sense.
Yeah. So many.
So, to answer your question, Arlen, definitely. Hardcore.
Yeah.
Eric, nicest person I've ever met, who could destroy you. Philip, who has more martial arts knowledge than anybody I've ever met, is willing to
Mm.
break it down for you to understand, and is not willing to hide it from you, which is another thing too, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, like, it's secrets. You have to wait
oh,
to.
how many people have you met? It's like, and they're like, they keep pulling something off, and he's like, "How did you do that?" They're like, "You'll get there one day."
Yeah, I know.
So
Like, well, hey, I'm here today. How about you
yeah,
tell
well,
me?
uh, listen, I remember like doing leg shots, and I couldn't pull them off on Philip, and he's like, "Oh, this is the way I do leg shots." And he talks about crouching down, the amount of muscles that are broken down for you to hit someone in the leg, and the recovery of hitting someone in the leg and then getting away with it, sort of thing. And I was like, no one's ever taught that to
Broke
me.
it down like that. Like the recovery alone, I can tell you right now. I mean, just that's not to the mat, know where the frequency you're doing. But man, when you go there, man, you better make sure your head and like you better whip that back and get that
Yeah,
frequency.
yeah, and that's what he did. Like, it's like, oh, when Eric used to like hit me in the top of the head when I was going for a leg shot, this is what I used to do, and I was like, I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah. Tuan Jack. Yeah, Tuan Jack for sure. For sure. Absolutely. All good people, Nick, for sure. This is what I mean, Nick, when we had to talk. You gotta surround yourself with good folks, man.
You got to
Stay away
surround
from
yourself with
the
not just good people, but people who have. Again, I piss a lot of people by saying this, but they have to have fought.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Who's that? Uh oh.
Uh-oh. Great picture.
Yeah, he's got it. That's a pure sign of internet. Weak internet signal, unfortunately. But hey, if he
Sure.
comes back in, I'll definitely bring him. Yeah, Nick, good people, right? People that are going to promote you, inspire you, help you on your journey. Just avoid just toxic people that are going to bring you down a
100%. And
hole.
listen, I am not a role model. I'll say that to everybody who meets me. I just don't. I've reached a point in my life where I just don't give a flying shit what
I'm
people
not
think.
a role model.
And I don't care what people say. Like, I'm more of a, like, show me instead of tell me. And
You're
that's why, like, lately, I've been really trying to be cool with a lot of stuff. But man, it's just so goddamn hard when I see, like, people posting shit about, here's my self defense jacket and how I use it, or look at this. And the thing is too is like there's a group in Spain right now.
yeah.
They're a bunch of God, trying to remember who they actually belong to, but they're like a traditional kung fu place. But all they do is show like the young girls with the tight pants moving around doing certain moves, and it's like, what are you trying to
What is
show me? Like,
that?
I don't give a fuck like who these people are. How does it relate to self defense? Like, are you just trying to get people to come take a look at your page?
So like what is it? It's like this is something official. I mean, what are you talking about?
It's some sort of traditional kung fu kind of page, but again, they're just doing clickbait with a bunch of like people in very tight clothing showing off what they can do. And to me, as someone who values self defense, I just don't care.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Um. Yeah. That's.
That's like the fitness model on Instagram with her, like super tight Lululemon pants. Show me how you can do squats properly. Like,
Yeah.
like
Instagram,
honestly, like,
man.
I don't give a fuck.
You got to really scroll down, man. There's a bunch of stuff that comes up there, man.
It's scary. It's like people who shake their ass are being, like they're the role models for self defense. Where
Yeah.
all you're doing is you're teaching people to get fucking killed. Like, get that through your fucking head. When you're teaching or showing people this, you are showing yourself as an authority in this kind of stuff. And it
Yeah.
bothers the fuck out of me that you don't understand that people will look at you and say, "This is what I can actually pull off," and they will get killed.
What do you see? Well, here's a question for you. Okay, and I'll give you my opinion. But like, what are you seeing where the most? Well, most bizarre. No, I don't want to say bizarre. That's not the right word. But like, where are you seeing the most just, you know, violation, so to speak, of like what is being taught that could get like just people,
Knife.
not.
I'll be
I
blunt.
know that's what you know
100%.
my answer.
Knife.
That's where I see it the
No,
most.
like
Yeah.
I'll be 100% blunt with you. People are showing this bullshit knife thing,
Mm,
and they're like, "This is how you defend against a knife. A guy will come up to you like this,
mm.
and then you will stop his arm, hit his wrist, and his knife will pop open. Excuse me, and then you will take the knife away, and you have control."
Uh,
And it's like, watch any subway knife attack, and if
mm-hmm.
you cannot teach me how to defend against that or avoid it, then you are a fucking liar.
Yeah,
And that's the
I
only
think
reason, and 100%, Dean, and I'll go back to this because I used to make fun of people who taught knife disarms,
mm,
even on 355.
on 355, right?
Yes, you are one of the few people who pulled it off on me. Not just pulled it off sequentially. And you even said sometimes you have to have a knife in you to get the people around you that you love to get away.
Um, no, I mean, yeah, like in other words, like for instance, a lot of stuff you see in that from the discussion, like for somebody will post something on knife, and you look at the comment section, and sure enough, you can almost bet the house on it. Just run, and it's just like, okay, yeah, but here's the thing: what about some more context? Like, what nobody ever brings up. What if you have loved ones there? You're just gonna
Oh,
run? What
well,
if you
hell
got
yeah. Like, even
injuries?
like this whole, like, well, if a guy pulls a knife on me, I'll pull my gun out on him.
Oh, that's the other one too. Well,
And it's like, okay,
I'll be
so
shooting. So
considered,
while he's on
you know,
you, plunging holes
I,
in you, you're gonna
yeah,
draw. It's
have
just
you considered, besides the fact of getting stabbed, have you
yeah.
considered your backstop and everything else is going to happen? Because once you pull that trigger, that projectile is not going to stop once it goes through that person.
Mm.
So when I hear people say, well, why are the cops not shooting that person? It's like, because they're worried about the people behind them.
Yeah, that always just it's just
If
like
I
how do
didn't give a fuck,
you
yeah, pull the trigger until you're empty, reload, and do it again. But just know that those projectiles
might not be
have
stopping.
not stopped.
Yeah, that's just like so yeah, the knife I would have to yeah, the knife. It's just like
Knife
that's
is
where I see the
100%.
most egregious just
And
false
same thing with like empty hand.
misleading, you know.
With empty hand, I always say, I always tell people, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. I am a 215-pound maniac. How are you going to stop me if I don't want to get caught? If I know that my actions are going to put me in jail for 5 to 10 years,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like, yeah,
like,
yeah.
how are you going to stop
Like
me?
what's gonna just, yeah, but for sure on the, yeah, like there's a very, and I say like,
Let
okay,
me, sorry, let me turn my light on because I'm turning into the whole.
I know it is a little weird. I'll just keep rambling. Go. Yeah. So what Renee was saying, folks, when he comes back, like I would say Renee's correct. Like I see the knife in the knife world the most just fairy tale, not realistic, I mean, just like a false sense of giving these folks, in my opinion, and just my opinion, when it comes to edge weapons, and if you haven't tested it, and I'm not saying we to 100, where you're saying this will work 100%. No, no, no. But what I'm saying is that integrity yourself, honesty to students, or the general public, that you've tested this, and this is what's coming out the highest results. We're obviously not guaranteed. Like I think that dialogue is there, but I'm going to tell you, some folks that are watching this or will watch this, I know for absolute fact there's people pushing stuff they have not tested at 100%. I know it for absolute fact. And that to me, that's an ethical issue because we're not talking about a stick here where I can kind of hide and weather it. And yeah, I get a bruise. We're talking about something that's going to sever, maim, kill. And so that's where my opinion that kind of falls into ethics, to be honest, So the knife, yeah.
And yeah, and that's why I started gravitating towards people who do things differently. Like that's one of the reasons I flowed into the Dog Brothers because
Mm,
I was like, these people are not they're not going to allow me to lie
yeah.
within our group.
Oh my God!
And
Like think about the
and
guys you're
listen,
around,
like
man. They're just gonna tell you.
one of the most difficult things I had to do, and I have done over the last few years, is when I teach a seminar
Okay.
and I have, like for example, the Spain camp where I have, 10 or 15 or 20 full Dog Brothers who are at the camp, and
Yeah.
I'm teaching.
Right.
I can't lie to those people. Like they're gonna just because they'll call me on.
Yeah. No. No. I mean, like you said as well, like as they should. I mean, like if yeah, but knife. We're no surprise. We're both in agreement with that. But
Knife, this whole like tappy bullshit. I don't care
yeah,
if I
I would
offend
say the
anybody.
next thing. But you know what though? To me, it's not stick. To me, the most egregious stuff, knife. Some of the empty hand stuff that they think they're going to pull off in the FMA world, that,
My
like
favorite is
that,
the and fuck you.
you know what I
I
mean?
will
Like
use
I see some of that
I'll
stuff that,
use this where people are like, I am going to attack you, and this is what I'm
yeah,
going to do.
like that to me is,
And by the way, this knife was given to me by um, a good friend of mine in Finland, Susanna.
look
It
at
was
that.
actually custom made, and it was a Libre knife. And I look at this knife, and I'm like, this is not a slashing knife.
Yeah.
This is a straight stab you, ice pick, you know, go to work knife. And
Hey, can I have that? Can I have that back? Or just did she ask for it back? No, but I just want to know. Did she ask for it back? I mean, did she?
no, she hasn't asked for it back yet. If the person's watching, then let me say this. Um, and but you know what I mean? Like it's like when you're being attacked with a knife like that, they're not cutting you;
That's
they're
frightening.
looking for your vitals.
That's frightening. When you see something that big, like I tell you, man, I tell folks, people like, hey, man, like, what you do is pretty incredible, like, and all that. But, I tell folks, man, it's 20 years, man. Like, this didn't happen overnight, man. And I want to tell you, folks, man, the failures I've endured over those 20 years were, were a lot in there. And you got to put time in. It's time. But what I'm getting to when you see that, like, nothing makes me like brings out that innate fear or that or like that because I take it that serious and like because in other words, yeah, okay, when I'm training, I'm not seeing but I try to visualize the absolute worst, the worst conditions. My family's there. Man, I gotta get in there. I gotta try to, you know what I mean? Like I do that, and I gotta say that why is stress inoculation and draining on me? I think it's actually really helped me. You know.
You're one of the few people that I kind of relate to when it comes to teaching seminars where the night before, like, literally we're in our basement and we're fighting and we're doing all our bullshit and we're having fun or what I thought was fun.
Well,
And,
taking breathing treatments.
but there's times where you stop. It's like, man, I hope people like what I do tomorrow or you're thinking about
Yeah,
the next
I'm
day.
always like, yeah,
And that's because you fucking give a shit. How many
yeah.
times you gone to a seminar where it's like, "Hey guys, how are you doing?" So, anyways, when a guy throws a knife, you double clap him, and then you,
And
you
bada
said
bing.
you didn't do it properly because I
Yeah.
do this, and Man, I've knocked people's teeth out at seminars who did stuff like that. It really pisses me off.
Rich.
I don't
Rich is a
care what
good
you say
guy.
about Rich, by the way. He's a nice person.
Yes, he is a nice person. Yeah. What we got here? Pressure breaks. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, and the whole thing, man. Like, going back, like knife, the most egregious. Knowing people haven't tested their stuff and they're just pushing in there. And but empty hand, like I'm seeing some empty hand stuff coming into the group as of late. They're leaving this out. They're locking trap, and I'm just thinking, like, if you just had the guy just immediately pull that back, even just 50%, half that stuff you're doing right there is going to go away right there. You know what I mean? Just on retraction,
Well, it's
Um,
like people say, if I poke the guy in the eyes, I can, do whatever I want. I know people who were poked in the eyes in the middle of a fight who have broken the other person's jaw. So yeah, I
yeah,
can't see
adrenaline,
you.
man. Adrenaline's
Oh, you're not going to eat for a few weeks.
yeah, but adrenaline,
I,
right? I
I,
mean,
and I just want to be very clear when I say this. I am not an expert in combat. I'm not claiming that whatsoever. But what I will say is I am sick and fucking tired of people teaching stuff that I know as a human being will get you hurt. That's my biggest problem when it comes to any of this stuff.
no, yeah, no, I agree. So, well, Brent, yeah, he just his stuff is just bad. It's just not coming on there. You know who's interesting? Do you know Jaime? He's part of the Western Piper. Jaime.
No.
He does his Mexican knife stuff. I can't. I don't claim to know much about, but it's some pretty sick stuff, man. Um, yeah, and it's just just to piggyback off what you're saying, like like you're seeing some of these guys doing this stuff, and if you watch like some of these systems are not well known, but like Latin American systems, that like it even further substantiates that some of these guys are their stuff is just
Yeah.
it's just
Listen,
bizarre.
when I lived in South America, Latin America, I saw a fair amount of machete fights. And would I say they were part of a system? No, but they knew how to take the other person out, and it was all about. Oh yeah, I saw one guy losing the air, but I saw one guy bury his machete, and it went through the collarbone to the guy's heart, and like that's some fucked up shit. But they, I can't say they were trained, but they knew where to hit.
Not maybe not tech trained from a technical, but trained in like free like actual combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you know what I mean. So you can't deny that, right? Experience, right?
indeed. What do you think? Should we ask some of the guys who are watching if they want to jump in and give their 2 cents?
You know what? I think that's an incredible idea.
We can do either like
Let's get Nick. Nick,
Nicholas, Tony, or
all
Rich.
right. Nick, I'm sending you the link. Nick, you should see it. Let me just see if it went through.
Tony would be good too as well.
Who's that?
Tony,
Yeah.
Mr. Caruso,
Nick, I just sent you a link if you're interested in giving your opinion.
and Mr. Rich as well.
Rich, for sure. You know what I could also do? Who else? Because sometimes, um, I was gonna say they're like, if they're not commenting, they're watching. But when I go on the phone here, it can actually tell me
Yeah, guys,
who's.
if you want to jump into this conversation, jump in because I'm tired of swearing by myself.
That's on you. Like you are actually tired of swearing by yourself. All right, so I sent Nick the link. You know what? If Nick
Yeah,
comes
Brent,
on,
whatever, man.
yeah, you know what? We'll. I tell you what, Brent. We'll get you on soon when you're back home and you're not at the
Yeah,
yacht
when you're
club.
not pretending that your connection's bad.
Yeah, and when you're not at the yacht. So Nick didn't say no. So if Nick comes on, we can get him on. If Rich,
Tony, come on for like 5 minutes, buddy. Come on.
yeah.
I know the family's listening, but I'll be nice. I won't swear. I promise.
My browser won't. You got to copy and paste, Nick. Try copy and paste. If you copy and paste, Nick, that should do it.
Yeah.
Should.
Just copy 2 guys, 1 stick.
And yeah, oh my god. But that always works when you get that message. Like the browser won't support it, but the moment you
Yeah.
copy and paste, yeah.
I think Maynard's on there as well. Like he
He
we know
was
it's
in the
going to be
beginning. I'm
something.
not sure if he's still, but if he's there, certainly. All right. Nick is in.
What's up, fellas?
So you copy and paste, and that was the magic.
Had to do it. Thank you for the invite.
That's it.
You're not
Yeah.
wearing a flight
So,
jacket right now, are you?
That's what's up. You know Budo Brothers, man. Pry bar. Kubaton.
is that it? So is that the jacket?
Yes, sir. Let me prop it up. Yeah, you want to see it?
I've heard about it. I don't claim to know about it.
We got the keychain here. I actually have another one just because I'm home with a pen on it. And this one I got is a high tensile strength, very expensive one. And the Budo Brothers is better quality.
Look.
So if this thing is here and this comes out, strike, get wrapped up, I'm going to be able to get control of that. And then with these sleeves, once my guns are up in the holster, you're getting hit with carbon fiber. Not to mention I can block.
Hi there.
Get out of here. So yeah, I'm not going to pull anything. I don't have a trainer on me, but also it just, I can button this thing up. The material's nice. There's nothing bad to say about this jacket.
Well, so I have a lot of bad things to say about that jacket, but that's just me, though.
No. You're not wearing it. I am. What's your opinion? I would like to know.
I think it's just honestly, it's a gimmick. To be honest with you,
it's a boutique item, correct?
It's a gimmick. It's an absolute gimmick. Like if you have to rely on that jacket to protect yourself, then
I'm in trouble. I don't feel like John Wick when I put this on, but I do feel that with the skills I currently have in my training, it's just a small enhancement. Having, obviously the pad can move.
This right now from on a Canadian from a Canadian law, the fact that I wore that and I was involved in an altercation, I'm already in trouble to begin with.
Thank God I'm not in Canada.
Yeah, well, that's number one. But number two is like, do I have to rely on my jacket to wear, like for me to actually protect myself?
Definitely not. But it's cool to have. It was a birthday gift, so I don't know how much it cost. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a gift from my wife. It was something nice that she got. She saw, she saw my interest.
And I think it's great. Like I'm just
thank you.
This is my own opinion. Like I'm not shitting on you as a person for wearing it.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just I'm not going to endorse it, but yeah, Eric was nice. I talked to him in email, gave him a little, my 2 cents. Yep. They'll come out with another one in fall. And you're right. Like there's bulletproof everyone jackets, 3A Kevlar. When are you going to wear that?
I think it's funny that they're reaching out to a lot of people who are, heavy social media kind of martial artists to endorse a jacket like that. That's just my own. And I don't listen. If you enjoy the jacket and it's your thing, very cool. But I have to be 100% honest the way I feel about it. And hey, you look great in it.
Thank you. I got to admit,
I like it.
You look good in that, and man, if it makes you happy, like I got to be honest with you, I don't really have an opinion on it yet because but I get from.
So, Budo Brothers, if you're watching it, Dean Franco is an extra large.
You got to get a large. Just make sure it fits. They run large, so Dean's a large.
But yeah, like I totally get Renee's lens because of where he lives and the galley and all that. But
even if I didn't, honestly, even if I didn't live in Canada, I would still not rely on body armor
No,
if
no,
like,
no.
you
I
know,
Yeah.
don't. I don't rely on OC spray. I like to carry that. I don't rely on it.
Mm,
I have a cane. I have a metal Raven cane that I don't rely on, but I use for mobility. I have other tools that I keep on me, that I may not rely on, but may
God.
come in handy. It's just a
Hey,
tool. I'm the weapon.
there you
Doesn't
go.
matter. Give me this kitchen spoon right here. I will do damage.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee. It's a possibility, especially if it's wooden or metal. It can happen. So it's my training that's going to enable whatever is in my hand to do the work that I need it to do
There
because
you
I
go.
am the tool, not this jacket. This jacket, I could take this thing off, still getting messed up. Not you
Yeah.
personally, the bad guy that's trying to come into my house because this is my castle and where I live. Somebody comes through that front door, it's my right as an American citizen to handle that.
Sure. Absolutely. Hey, man, we got a couple of you come on, but Nick, thank you for jumping on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Take care of yourself, okay, man? Don't be a stranger. All right. Wait.
that was the plan from
Rich.
Voodoo Brothers.
Rich, yes. And if I get one in the mail, I am going to be thanking you. Rich was in.
Oh, Eric's in there, and so is Brian.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, if they want to come on, they can come on. But Rich Parsons was on the bottom. I'm just not sure what was going on.
And definitely, Rich is
Okay.
not a bottom. I don't care what people say.
What's that?
Rich is not a bottom.
Rich is all right. There
Look
he
at that.
is. Rich, how are you?
Look at that silver fox right there.
Rich, can you hear us? No.
He can't hear us. Rich, are
He's
you in the
got.
bathroom?
Oh, he's went in. Oh, here we go.
Rich,
Rich.
I will take a double and an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese, please.
I can't believe Rich has not taken my order yet. Oh, we can't hear you, Rich.
He said, "Fuck you, Dean. I like Renee better than
Oh,
you."
I don't think he did. But hey, Rich. Yeah, no.
Dean, touch the top of your head if you can hear us.
He, I, he can hear us, but we can't hear him.
There we go. Okay,
Yeah,
so
he can hear
anyways,
us. We just can't hear him. That's
let's
it.
just use our sign language for this.
Why is that though? He should be. What's going on there?
He's
What
not
could
plugged
it
in.
be?
Oh, can we hear him?
No, he's hearing us okay, but we.
Dean, swear once if you can hear me.
No, he's hearing us. We
I
can't
heard
hear
him.
him.
I heard him just say "fuck you, Dean." I'm not sure what's.
Oh, now he's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen.
Yeah.
What a handsome devil,
Now he's returning. So I'm going to X this one out and see if he's. How about now? Same deal.
though.
Yeah, better. Yeah,
Better,
we heard
better.
you. We heard you.
Your
Did you get my
volume's real
order?
low. You have to get
Your
away from
volume's
the
low, yeah.
drive-through. Get away from the drive-through.
All right.
There you are.
It's better.
Can you hear me better now? All right.
A little better. Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Still hear you.
Yes.
What's going on there?
I don't know.
All right. All right. So
That's better. So, how about my order? Like, is it coming up?
Rich, we need 2
yeah,
cheeseburgers.
order 66.
Hey, Rich, what's been new lately, and what would you like to add to our conversation?
Well, not much. It's been working a lot, but the adding to the conversation. I'd like to say that
Renee's
once
right.
in a one-on multiple, got hit so hard because two guys tied me up, and the my right eye looked at my nose, and so I closed it and kept fighting.
So his right eye.
Yeah, those are things that, if you are engaged and you know how to get engaged, you
Where did Renee go?
I was driving Renee crazy.
He probably just had to get something quick. So all in all, things going okay? There's a lag.
Yeah, we'll change at work.
Okay.
Going out in a week or 2 weeks.
All right.
Yeah, there is. Sorry.
Okay. So, what are you seeing in the FMA? Here's a question for you before we bring other folks on. What's bothering you within the community today? Like, what are you seeing that, like, you would like to see improve, or that's something that you wish would change? What is it? Zero quill until the.
Besides there seems to be this like old Asian racism thing where if you're not an old Asian dude, you really don't know Filipino martial arts. That part.
Appropriation? Is that no?
But on the other side of things, I would, as Renee's saying, you need to test it. As you're saying, you need to test it. Can you still trap in a fight? Yes, but you have to be on time. You have to practice it. You've got to know what you're doing.
Rich, we've been on several podcasts together for quite some time, and there's one thing I'd really like for you to do. Is can I hear you swear one time? Just say one swear word and I'll be happy. Just
my
it doesn't have to be that
God.
bad. Just one word. It'll make me happy.
Just for you. Okay. I'm going to vote you my number one athlete.
Just swear one time and I'll be super happy. It can be 4 letters. It can be more. I don't really care.
He's not going to do it.
That wasn't good enough?
Yeah. Just say one swear word, and after that, I'll leave you alone. I promise you I'll leave you alone.
That's all good enough?
Brian, if you're still watching, you're on deck.
All right.
Brian. And then
Are you saying Brian or Eric or Brian?
This is that
I sent them actually both.
People need to work it. People need to.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so you're seeing similar things that.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm
Dean.
seeing
My
and hearing. Yeah.
You have to move away from the drive-through for us to hear you properly.
Okay, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear. We can hear you. Yeah.
I love this guy.
No, I like what you said, though. I agree with you, Rich. I think, yeah, there's that kind of going on, which is, yeah. And hopefully it'll go away. Yeah.
All
But
right.
Brian Canada, if you're coming,
There are drills, and if you drill them as drills,
yeah, definitely on that.
sorry, Dean, I'll figure this out. Move Brian in, and we'll move on. Thanks for your time.
No, no worries, man. Thanks. Good seeing you. Seriously, I hope all is well. Seriously.
Okay, let's get see if we can get Eric on.
I
Yeah.
sent them both. I sent Brian and Eric a link. I could send others, but I figure
Tony.
Yep, no, I don't. That's fine. I figured I would get the other guys first because I just had Tony on recently, but certainly we could bring on Tony. Yep. No worries there. If you're watching and you would like to say a few words,
And by the way, Bubbly
yeah.
hasn't approached me yet
For
for a sponsorship, so I just want to let compliments know that their
you
product
still
is
have not
equally as good.
gotten, you're still not getting any revenue from them yet. I thought you're not
It's really
getting any
weird.
revenue. No,
It's really weird. They don't like people who swear, apparently.
that's why you can't get a contract.
I think so.
You okay, but hey, if you suggested me, I could then turn it over to you. That's a thought. You know,
Possibly.
I saw these two. I don't know what's going on with these guys. I sent them links. I don't know what's
That was really good with Rich. I heard about half a word he said.
that there was something. There was a lag and there was a volume issue.
And
Because
I'm
like
still
you would
waiting for
say
Matt
something to
Berger.
him, and then he would kind of get it. Which
There
yeah,
he is. Tony can join.
yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Brian, Eric, if you can't do it, like if you can, just please let me know because then
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
don't bullshit us. Just say you can do it or you can't.
And I'm gonna go down the list. So,
So
yeah.
Eric, Tony can join. Perfect.
Okay. Um, all right. I thought this would be relatively easy, unless they're having issues getting on. But Brian's been on here
I
before.
thought it was pretty funny that I'm shitting on a jacket and the guy's wearing it when we actually talked to him.
Yeah, but he didn't take it like you navigate where you weren't directing at him. So
Hey, Tim Dobson's there too. Hey, Tim, you want to jump in?
you can jump in, whatever you want to do. All right, I'm sending it to. Yeah, we could just we could cycle guys in and out. I mean, we could just bring them out for a few minutes. I just sent it to Tony. So if Brian and Eric do get in, then we can certainly we can get them on as well still. Unless there's an issue going on with Be Live, but I got 3 links out. No hard feelings. Okay, he's saying no hard feelings. Oh, yeah, so he's okay with it. No worries on that.
100%.
Yeah, so he's okay. Yeah. All right. We got Tim saying hail. Okay, here's the question: how long does it take for 3 links to see people? I wonder if there's something just going on with the link. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you know what? I wonder if I just guys, if you have an issue with the link, just tell me. Because I can easily send another one. So let me know if it's if that's the issue.
So I think Tony is in. Eric should be in as well. And you know what? Let's get Tim Dobson in there as well.
Jumping through hoops to get there. Oh my! All right. So Tony just messaged. She's jumping through hoops to get
Just
in.
copy it and put it
Paste.
in your
Copy and paste.
and put it in your browser.
12 o'clock. Darcy. Okay, confirmed. Yeah, I thought I thought this would have gone. Huh. Oh well. Yeah, let's just like I said, yeah, we can just do whatever. But oh well, while we're waiting for one to come in, yeah. So oh, there we go, Eric. Oh my gosh,
I had to run back and
this was
like get help with the technology.
this is worth the wait. This, oh my God, Eric, folks, Eric O'Brien's first time on. Uh, now Eric is on the 10-year plan with everything, but
Everything.
Eric just got level 2 Piper. Was my first Piper student. Should be an instructor now.
Look, if there was a short bus for Piper, I'd be on it.
Oh my God. You know that's not
And
PC.
dare I say that Eric is a one of few fans that likes it when I lose my mind.
I love it,
Oh
dude. I
God.
love it.
Yeah.
We
And
will
you
actually.
should move to Florida, Renee. You
Oh,
need to move from
I'm
communist Canada. That's right.
I am
That's right. I
so
said it.
brother. I am working on it right now. My wife and I are working on it because like I'm an EU citizen and I am working on getting the hell out of here. So,
Hallelujah.
well, number one
Eric.
is
Oh, go ahead. I'm
we're living
sorry.
at Deerfields, so like getting the hell out of here and a place where I'm allowed to wear a combat jacket.
Hey, dude,
Eric.
I wear a tactical thong. I told you,
Oh my
dude.
God.
I'm a jujitsu guy, dude. Like the
I
pants
know.
come right
I've
down.
seen the videos.
I got that.
Oh,
I use it during my triangle choke. It's, don't
Oh
even
my god!
ask. Don't even
You know,
ask.
it's your north south videos which really are
That's it.
impressive.
That's it.
oh,
Favorite
dear.
It's
position.
like, why is the guy choking out during north south?
This is getting. Oh boy. Um, Eric.
Yes.
So with some of the stuff we've been talking about, what do you see, like your opinion on some of the subject matters that we talked about, like what we're seeing sometimes in the FM, like there, like what is your opinion on some of the things that we were mentioning?
What would you say how right I am?
Well, as far as FMA goes, I think that the drilling needs to cease, and it's time for them to spar. I mean, it's time for them to put their money where their mouth is. They talk a lot, and they talk like they own bladed combat and all that, but there's you don't see the videos, you don't see them sparring, you don't see them doing things under pressure. I mean, you don't. That's just the bottom line.
No,
I think there's a lot of bullshito in FMA.
okay, no, you're speaking what you were
He
observing,
was like
and
this, like,
yeah, yeah.
Bullshito.
No, we appreciate your candor. Yeah, I mean, you certainly are not the first one.
yep. Oh, let's give some context to this as well. Like Eric is actually trained with Dogzilla, like Mike Tibbetts. So we're talking about people who will not lie to you, and
Oh,
they will
he hits
just tell.
very hard. He hits very hard.
Large and in charge.
That was a lot. Like that was my first full contact stick stick fight. He goes and
Yeah,
he says to me, he says, "Hey." So I'd never been to anything like this. I mean, me and Fritz spar in the driveway, and I fought professional MMA and all that. But like, this is like another level. You know what I mean? With the hard sticks and all that. He goes, "Do you wanna play or do you want the experience?" And so when he said that, I was like, I said, "Well, I'm really stupid, so I'm going to say the experience." And he laughed. He's like, "I was hoping you'd say that."
that's funny.
And I
Like
was
I'm not
like,
that smart,
he,
so
I'm like, "All right, mouthpiece, cup check, let's go."
You know what's really funny about that is I remember being lined up at a gathering, and Mike Tibbetts is in front of me, and he's literally about to fight, and he's about to put his mouth guard in his mouth. And he turns to me and goes, "You're a really funny guy." but being funny isn't everything. And he just puts his mouth guard in and just like walks into the field. And I was like, oh my God, I pissed the wrong guy off.
I'm like,
Yeah, dude, you gotta strike at the kneecap on that guy, bro. Strike at the
And
kneecap.
and in my head, and I said this all the time, in my head, we were the same height until I saw a picture of me and him. I was like, oh shit, there's Mike and his kid. And I was like, that's me.
But what an awesome but that's the other thing, guys.
uh,
I mean, what an awesome dude. And the whole group of the Dog Brothers, I love them. You know what I mean? I think it's an awesome group because there's truth in it.
mm,
There's truth in it. Good, bad, ugly, whatever you want to say. However it goes down, it goes down. But there's truth in it, and they're all nice guys. They all walk the walk, and
yeah.
they don't have a need to project themselves, right? Because they're not trying to
They're by
say
far the most down to earth folks, man. That I,
yes.
collectively that I ever been around, like in a large format where there were.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could definitely attest to that for sure. Okay, give us a final thought because somebody else is going to jump in. Okay, here's a
I'll be
final
honest with you. Like,
thought.
obviously, like some of us are more opinionated than others.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So
no.
Eric, your
Yes.
lens on empty hand against knife. What do you see out there? Do you generally like what you see, or do you think it's egregious and false, and it's going to lead people to getting killed and yada yada yada?
Yeah, most of the stuff out there is crazy. It's ludicrous. And if you've ever tried to run it with a a training knife, even a soft training knife, you're gonna find you're gonna be like a pincushion. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be like a pincushion. It's it's 2-on-1. It's get a hold of that thing and it's get a hold of that thing and go. And you better be able to grapple. You better be able to do some jujitsu, some wrestling. I don't know, something, because when two people who are intent on hurting each other come after each other, there's entanglement every single time. Even in sport fighting like boxing, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Where
yeah, they
it's
do.
what it break, break, break. That's all. I mean, it's just a fact. It's physics.
I one last question, Eric, just before we go, is what is your take on the self defense jacket?
Nick, my brother, it's a good looking jacket, but like
It is, from I
it,
tell you,
it,
I have to
it
admit
is fun.
though, it is a good looking jacket. Man, I'm not.
I hope you have other weapons on you. That's all I'm saying because
He
I'm
does. Yeah,
thinking
there was a couple
as
of
far as
things.
you like ensnaring somebody with that, like I choke people. That's what I do. And ensnaring somebody like that, I don't know, man. I mean, if you can do it, you're a bad mamma jamma. That's all I'm saying. Maybe your skill level is well above mine. There are
Nick
levels
trains
to
a
this, I
lot.
guess.
I just like being a
Eric, man,
jerk.
it was
That's
so
why I
fun.
asked that question.
Yeah.
I do like your haircut,
Oh
Renee, though.
God,
I greatly like your haircut. I think Guro Dean should
Eric.
join
Hey,
us.
Eric, am I gonna see you Sunday?
Yeah, you might be lucky. I'm actually a little sad today. I'm supposed to fight tomorrow in the Miami Open. I'm actually in the bracket and everything, and I got my shoulder sprained on Tuesday, and I'm out of it. And Renee made me feel bad with his talk about like if you want to fight, you're gonna fight. And I'm like sitting in the store listening to this, moping all day. I can't even put my own seatbelt on, crossing the thing, and
You
I'm
got a
like, Renee,
business, man. Don't
Kokolo,
don't man.
Renee.
Don't do something
I'll say this.
stupid. You got to.
I want to send you a video of myself and
Mm,
Roger Whistle. He's Sage Dog. He's in his 60s. So we both broke our hands like a couple fights prior, and we were supposed to have like a memorial fight towards his mom, right? So I was like, "Hey, dude, my
Jeez,
hand's broken," and he's like, "My hand's broken too." I'm like, "Okay, let's just tape the stick to our hand."
bro.
hey guys, we got
Anyway,
Tony, man. But Eric, thanks
Yeah,
for
do it.
coming on. Eric, I'll see you Sunday.
yeah. I'll see you Sunday.
Goon time. Goon
Goons,
time.
Goon
All
life represent.
right.
What's up?
Okay, maybe Brian ducked out, so I'm not sure. But
There
Tony,
he
we got
is.
Tony though. And then
Hey guys,
Dobson's coming on next. So, all right, Tony,
good to see
through this dialogue, anything you'd like to get
you. Yeah,
from the subject matters
I'm
that
going to
we were
be
talking
accused
about?
of being one of those non-Filipino teachers.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm sorry, but you're going to have to deal with this, people. This is how it is. We're brothers.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
know
There you
what?
go, Tony.
That absolutely
That's
really
it, brother.
that bothers me. That whole subject matter, I just think it's ridiculous. Since what the
Hey, if
West
you
is,
haven't been out there and done it, and there's out there spewing, then you have to take it as a grain of salt, and you have to let them spew their spew.
I guess so.
Because
Yeah,
we've walked the walk, and I've had my ass trounced. Eric Canas's kid was the first one to beat my butt. So yeah, I mean, where I felt I got nailed, but I didn't go up against guys like Renee and Tibbetts and those guys. So I can't really say that I fought the hardest fighters. But to that point, I still teach, and I am sure people will say the rank and all the, what you're teaching is baloney. But I qualify it, as you know, Dean. We talked about this. I qualify everything. You're gonna get stabbed in a knife fight. Don't think you're not. If someone knows what they're doing, you're gonna get stabbed. If they don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be fighting them.
yeah. No. One of the hardest things to do in martial arts is empty hand against knife. If you're doing it with intensity, integrity, one of the hardest
You
things
might
you
have
can
to do
do.
it though. You might have to do it. And if you have to do it, that you should know the best you can from look at everybody's stuff, but
Yeah.
try it. We've tried it. We've been there. And you got the stick knocked out of your hand. You got the knife knocked out of your hand. If you don't have one tucked away in your butt, then you're gonna get toasted. That's just the way it works.
One tucked
You know
away.
what's
Ooh.
like
Well,
Tony,
then
what's
you really
actually really hilarious to me is that I walk around with this every single day, and then like I meet one of my fellow brothers, and it's like we just go like, "Hey, I got one of those
that's
too."
it. That's right. But they're
So,
not very. You know what? It's becoming more common now, Renee. But I'd say that a couple of things have changed in that arena. But that's a whole probably another time for a discussion on how the intensity of Dog Brothers has changed and the level and the size and people. It's just a different game in my opinion now.
Yeah.
But um, I don't see as much blood, but there sure is a lot of injuries. But also the empty hand. Yeah, I think you're going to get cut. You got to try to do what you got to do, get your family out of there first, and then deal with what you got to deal with. Back up needs to long go. Line people up, do whatever you know. Everybody trains for this stuff. But go look at all the stuff that you think might work for you, whatever works for you, because it depends on your body size. And I'm going to tell you, if it, I train with people that are as tall as me, and it really matters a lot. I have a big advantage. I have a really big advantage, even at almost 70. So yeah, and that's just height. If you're talking about girth, you better be an untrained person that's got the girth. Either way, and then back to the teachers, you have to take that with a grain of salt. So that's my opinion. I won't take up your time. Thank you so much
Oh,
for letting me.
hey, before you go, just want to say one
Yes,
thing.
sir.
You are fucking awesome. So thank you for who you are and for as
Renee,
long as you've been doing it. So
thank you so
thank you.
much, brother. Peace out, guys.
thank you.
Thanks, team.
I don't give a shit what Dean says about you.
And
Yeah,
I told you, Tony, it's a lot. No, no.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I got thick skin. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God! If anybody knows me, man, yeah.
Hey,
Hey, but,
brother. Peace
Way to go,
out.
Dean. Way to go, Dean.
all right, Tony. All right, so Tim Dobson, I told him so. It's about the 10-minute mark. He should be coming on. Should be.
What a
Hopefully.
roller coaster. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Like I have to give guys like Tony like props. Like these guys, some of these guys who were original, in the original group of Dog Brothers who never moved up the ranks, decide to come back 20
Yeah,
years later, 10 years later, and like fight.
that's
And
something.
honestly, guys, I don't give a shit who you are or what you think of us. If you come back at that time, you're not just being given something, you fight for it. And these
Mm,
guys,
yeah. No, I agree. I think that's great that he, yeah, 100%.
Bean doesn't know it yet, but I want to make sure he comes to a couple gatherings.
Everybody's at, hey, you should do it. You should do it. You could be like, and even Burns, oh, you could. I'm like, you know what my biggest fear is? My biggest fear is not like getting hit, like my knee, like because I've gone now a decade and a half without a knee surgery, so I'm able to train and like that. That's my thing. Like okay, my head starts bleeding, gets hit, my hands, I can. My right knee though, that would
I'll
be
tell you
mentally
something.
devastating because then I'm
So
down now.
I've been at this since like the 90s. Right. So like
Yeah.
my body has been like my body is, when I die, I'm donating my body to science fiction because it's a disaster. Um, but here's the reality: the day before I fight, anytime I
Yeah.
fight, my body says, "Oh, your knee hurts a little bit," or "Oh, your back
Mm,
feels kind of tweaky. You shouldn't do this." That's just your head,
okay.
your common sense telling you not to do this.
Common sense, like you
Like,
don't.
listen, like even when we went to like down to the my basement scenario,
The
there's a
basement.
part of you that says I don't want to be here, and there's a part of me that said I don't want to be here, but we did it
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, a small part. A small. Yeah, 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 yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
So
for sure.
you have to get over that part to get over, the fact that you're jumping into a reality-based thing.
Yeah. And you know, because when I was going down the steps in the basement, I was hearing the nose because I was hearing subliminal messages about a headbutt to the chest.
Well, remember, like I used to have a sign over my basement saying, "Show up with an open mind or leave with a split head." Like I used to have that written on
Yeah,
the.
nice. Nice.
But like again, my wife was like, "We have people coming to the house."
They don't
And
want to
as
see.
they're walking past a bunch of gun lockers, we should probably not have that.
We might want to change that. Okay, I just sent Tim. So Tim Dobson. So tell him that we're ready for him. Uh,
And by the way, Brian's such a fucking hardcore person, man. I love that guy.
Brian.
So Eric,
Oh yeah.
Am I there? There I am.
There you are. Oh, low dark. Oh wait, lightening up.
There we
oh look at that. That was dramatic.
That was like a. Okay, we
go.
see a shadow and it came to light.
Hey, how the heck are you guys? It's really great to meet you guys.
Yeah, the
So
basement is a special place.
Yes.
Yeah, special could be one word for
Because
that.
I don't have my apprentice with me, so it's a little hard for this little guy.
Yeah, so you've been listening kind of to the conversation. So what we're doing, we're just bringing folks on and just maybe they can give an opinion or some feedback to like what we were talking about or in there.
Well, I just tuned in not too long ago. So what was the subject tonight?
so we were talking about how amazing I am, and
Well, that's what Mark Medeiros keeps telling me.
and I was like, listen, I'm okay. I'm just your average
Yeah,
human being.
Rich.
No,
Yeah, we
we're
were.
talking about martial arts bullshit and like
Mm,
what is being promoted these days and the videos that we're seeing, and when it comes to whether it's knife empty hand and stick fighting and everything else, and how it's just so beyond reality,
Yeah.
and but it's still being sold as reality. So we're just getting people's opinions on that.
Well, it always amazes me what people are willing to pay for. You know,
that's interesting. What the people are willing to pay for. That's a new
hundreds of
one.
dollars bullshit, but they won't pay $50 for something that's decent and functional. You know.
Name chasing. I think there's a lot like, like the names. Oh man, I'm going to this, even though this guy here, man, has been in the trenches and just pounding his head, but because he has a name, right? I think that's a part of it. No.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
It reminds me of when I was teaching at a particular gym, and the guy said he was the excuse me, BJJ instructor. He's like, when people won't pay $85 for a gi, but they'll pay $175 in a bar tab for one night.
Yeah, yeah. No, exactly. Makes no sense, right? And
Yeah.
then the same people will be out on the street thinking they know all that, and when the real shit happens, they're the ones laying on their back.
Yeah,
People
100%.
sense of some of these martial arts. Everything's great. Everything's got a little bit to add, but sometimes some of these clubs they're just churning out nonsense. People are gonna get hurt. Period.
Yeah. So your background is Bondo, right?
Yes, it is. And I also did Kempo before that, probably about
Awesome.
4
Bondo. Oh, that's
years.
neat. It's many
So
people that
first
do
of all,
Bondo.
I love Bondo, and I
No,
mean
thank
like Bondo and the martial arts. And can you like tell me a little bit about your like background in Bondo?
Well, I met Dr. G in 1996 in London, Ontario, at a Kempo camp, and just
Dr.
the
G.
man blew my mind. So I was talking to him at the camp. He invited me to one of his camps. My first Bondo camp was a K-bar cookery camp, which just, to me, it was what martial arts should be: function, combative, and being able to defend yourself against weapons and swords and things. So using a cookery for the first time was just it hooked me. What can I say? And then I just kept going back. I traveled down 15 years by myself, 6, 8, 10, 12-hour drives. Go down for 4 or 5 days, come back another couple of months later, do the same thing again. And finally, after 7 years, I was promoted to my black belt after a 3-day test in the woods in Ohio. So yeah, now it's been coming up in a lot of years. I'm actually going down to see Dr. G in a couple of weeks.
Oh my God! So I'm going to be really ignorant with this because like Steve Goose and Paul Irish, people I know that are in Canada that train with Dr. G.
Paul Irish
I had no idea.
training I bought Dr. G, and I think it was 2003 or 4 or 2 maybe.
Okay,
And Paul Irish the seminar was a dual seminar. Yeah, great guy.
So I had no idea that Dr. G was still alive. To be 100% honest with you, so
He is. Yeah, he lives in Baltimore. He's 93 now.
holy shit!
93. God bless.
Holy shit! That's awesome.
Wonderful man. Just he's my mentor, my hero, my father, my everything. He's changed my life, saved my life. Period.
I have nothing but good things about that. System has always intrigued me. I just never had anybody to play around with it or even experience it, but it's always intrigued me.
I told Dean about Dr. G, and he's like, I never heard of him. I have nothing. I don't want to even train with the guy. And I was like, listen, like Dean, like check this guy out, man. Like he's a real deal. And Dean's like, I don't care. So
tell Dr. G I said hi. That's from Rich Parsons.
93 and he's still strong. That's
Hey,
amazing.
Tim Harmon, I think trained with him.
Dr. G. I was at Tim Harmon School. I'd say 15, maybe more than that times with Dr. G there, and doing seminars. And unfortunately, the seminars were very lightly attended, maybe a dozen, 15 people sometimes. So
what a shame.
Most of the time I'm traveling, like I said, 6, 7, 8, 10 hours to get to.
Yeah, to go see him, right? Wow.
And then coming back and forth, and it was funny in the beginning. I'd go down there, I'd train, and I was a Kempo guy, and I was pretty good at it, and I started training with Bondo, and I go down, I'd learn this stuff, I'd come back, I'd train, I'd go back down, and they go, "What have you done to our form? What have you done?" Because I had nobody here to correct me all the time, so it was back and forth. So it took some time to kind of get in and dig my heels in, but once I did, it's just great stuff. I'm actually going to be free camp.
Where do you live in Canada? Where do you live?
Not too far from London, Ontario, south of London, Ontario.
Right near, so in relation to Toronto?
About 2 hours.
Okay.
How far are you from Milton?
Across the border from the States. If you come across to Detroit, I'm 2 hours from Detroit, and if you're coming across at Fort Erie in about 2.5 hours. So we've come across at Buffalo. So right, if you're in Cleveland, Ohio, I'm pretty much right across Lake Erie, about 5 clicks. I'm 5 clicks north of the lake.
Wow,
You know
coming
what,
up
dude? Like
there,
you and I need to do
Renee.
some more talking because this is like pretty crazy.
Oh my God, you should be taking advantage of that, Renee. I'm coming up to Mark Medeiros in September, Renee,
That's
too.
September. Yeah, I've already spoke with Mark, and Mark and I shared a room for Kiyoshi Marshall's North Bay camp. I don't know if you guys are aware of that one or not.
Yeah.
He has a thing every year. We go up, and anyway, Mark and I shared a room this year, so we
Oh,
spoke
nice. Okay.
coming up, talked a few things. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. Like I said, I've never met you guys personally, so I've been hoping to do that. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna have Dean staying at my place, and then I'm heading into Spain to go and teach. So
Spain, nice.
it'll be cool to come, like like to hang out, just like
Yeah.
to
Bondo, I've
chat.
always, man, that's awesome that you're doing that. Like, not, I hope you carry it on. It doesn't seem like many people are doing it. You
The
know,
Bondo thing, not in Canada. There's basically me, and I have one black belt, and he's
well, that's
actually doing.
fantastic that but maybe it's going to take you to keep it going. You know,
Yeah, well, I've got a bunch of students. I've got a lot of young kids, but they're in the youth program right now. So they're learning the art, but it's not quite for kids. A lot of it. So
could you, if we brought you on, could you demo some stuff?
I'd love to. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Why
Renee,
not?
we gotta bring him on, right, man?
Yeah.
Bondo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll pay for that.
People don't understand because, especially in Canada, it's not very well known. But it's a very eclectic art. I mean, there's the kukri system, there's the kickboxing side of things, which is in Burma it's known as Letway. There's truly no Letway in North America. We practice headbutts and stuff. There's no competition in headbutting going on. There's no matches to do headbutting.
So
But
I met a guy in Ottawa back in the early '90s named Dave Abala, and he actually was talking. Was talking about Bondo boxing, and he showed a little bit about it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like really cool stuff." Especially the like the destruction getting to the person sort of thing, which really appealed to me. But I kind of lost track of those people back
it's
back
interesting.
in the day.
People over in Alberta at one time, and there was some people over in Quebec as well. But yeah.
All right, I got your name down. So Wednesday generally work? I mean, we can always change things up, but Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time.
Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Yeah, well, those are pretty good. Yeah, the second and the first and the third Wednesdays are usually tough because that's my search and rescue meeting nights and training nights.
Yeah, but we could do the second and fourth of that.
Or that's what I was going to say. If we want
Second or the fourth Wednesdays.
fourth Wednesday, that's your times. Yeah.
And we do have a dress code, but we'll talk about that later. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys were asking about Dr. G and stuff. And when I was training in Kempo, of course, Ed Parker's Kempo was Mike Donovan actually was the London fellow that I was under. But anyway, when you think about those guys were the pioneers of martial arts. Bruce Lee and Dr. G and Ed Parker. These guys were all friends and trained together and shared together. And that's what I think where those are the arts that you see sort of survive when some of these other ones that are flash in the pan. A guy in the search and rescue team sent me one the other day. One of these guys with the ball of energy knocking people around, and he keeps asking me what I think about that stuff, and I keep telling him the same thing. It's just nonsense, man. So anyway,
I just can't believe Dr. G is still alive. To be honest with you,
I'll tell you what. I'll when I get down there to see him, I'll get a picture with you or for you.
oh no, I believe you. I'm just like I'm just blown away, right? Because like
I do. I mean, I just
like
talked. He called me and invited me down, and I'm like, gee, I can't get down there too soon because I've got I raise hens and meat birds and things, and I'm right in the middle of it right now. And my wife's very busy at work, and we just actually brought a new rescue dog home last week. So,
Oh, nice. Okay.
Dr. G will be the first week of June. So,
Man,
that
well,
is
hey, but definitely, I'm going to be in touch with you. I got you down second or fourth Wednesday, or me and Renee are going to look at the calendar. But I would love to bring you on regarding the Mondo.
yeah, no, I'd love to talk on it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, no, absolutely. And so I mean, like generally speaking, it'll probably be, it could be maybe perhaps the last this month, the last, or we could do the second in June, second Wednesday. But
Let me.
definitely on the sooner than later if that's
Okay,
okay.
so you're talking like the 28th.
It could be the 28th. Absolutely, we could absolutely do that. Or if you couldn't do the 28th, then the second Wednesday in June.
The second Wednesday that'd be the 11th.
Or whatever works better for you, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think the sooner one would probably be fine.
The 28th. Yeah, if it's something, if check it out. If
Just,
like
just
if it
be
does,
kind of,
let
I
me
mean, kind
know.
of give you guys just want to kind of get an overview of the Bondo system and
Yeah, but if you could show some stuff, I think the folks would enjoy
Yeah,
that.
just like
yeah,
shoot,
no, totally.
like shoot the shit and kind of go from there, right?
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah.
28th. Well, Tim, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for.
Well, I just tuned in and you guys are talking about links and somebody's about his thong and I didn't know what the hell's.
Hey, that's how.
That's so
That's
cool.
sometimes how we do. Sometimes the best shows are ones you just freaking kind of wing it.
Yeah, we're winging this one, and I'm pissed off. So it's good. It's a good one.
Yeah. But
Okay, cool.
all right, hey, nice meeting you. We'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
you as well, man. We'll talk soon and I'll be listening in.
All
Take
right,
care.
thank you. Bye.
Cheers.
I'm so excited. The 28th, man. Get something on Bondo. Like that's man. Like
I love bondage.
if we didn't do this, like we would have hidden gem. We would have never known. I would have never known, right?
The 28th of May,
Correct.
day after my birthday.
Is that gonna be all right? You're not gonna be away?
No,
I know, man. When you get older, like they get so less significant.
if you guys want to send me birthday gifts, let me know.
Yeah, it says. All right, what we got here? Okay, we could do one more quick one. Bring on.
We got Brian.
Brian over there. Dan, Coach Dan, do you want to come on and share your opinions with us regarding status quo in the community? If so, let us know. And then I can send you. Yeah, just another May birthday. Yeah, I just had my. Yeah, I was. Oh, you guys are May guys. I'm an April guy. Okay.
When's your birthday again?
It was the 21st. April 21st. I never posted. Let me see if Danny, Coach Danny, you want to come on quick? We're just having folks coming in like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. No pressure. You don't have to. It's last. Let's just see what he says. If not, we can wrap up or whatever. Or conclude. So what do you got going on? All right. So what's like your anything martially speaking you got coming up?
Me?
Yeah. Martially speaking.
Nothing. I actually just canceled a whole bunch of seminars. Like I'm gonna go back to Spain, and
whether I'm
going to do this any
Spain.
longer if I'm going to retire.
Spain in September, right?
Yeah. I'm going through one of those midlife should I retire moments. Like I just had this really amazing seminar with Mark.
When you say retire from Dog Brothers, or just retire period from martial arts?
Yes.
Martial arts?
I go through this thing at least once a year where I'm like, I've had enough. And then I see, I see what's going on online. I get really upset. And then I start pissing people off. And then it's just like it goes back and forth. And my wife is like, why are you starting fights? And it's like, oh, man, like, do I really want to do this again another year? So it's one of those like funny things. Like I see people who I know who are.
I could care less. I love to come on, but having bad internet connection. Well, status quo. I couldn't care. I left to come on, but okay, he's got bad internet. Okay, he's probably out.
Okay, so should we give one more person like the opportunity to jump in?
Or we could wrap up. Let me just. Oh, it's close to 10. Let me just. Ooh, my lordy.
To say
Uh,
Lordy?
close to 10. No, no, not 10:40. I'm sorry. Close. No, yeah, I know. Let me see here. Yeah, we can just wrap it because I got a couple things I got to do. Yeah, awesome. This was fun, man. Yeah, we kind of
It was
just.
fun. It was fun. Like, listen, I actually.
Oh, here, wait. Okay, before we go, all right. I gave you one person that inspires me. You gave okay. Give me one more person. Is that some shape, way, or form inspired you in your journey? Could be a small thing, could be big, whatever.
So I'll say this, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time. Um, if there's one person that's been inspiring me lately, I have to say it's Sam from Montreal.
Sam
Like,
from Montreal.
yeah. So what happened is I went viral for a lot of the Kirby Kabong stuff I was doing back in the early 2000s,
Okay.
and he came to me like right after COVID, and he said, "Hey, I want to train with you." And I was just like, I hadn't trained in quite some time, but we hung out, did some training, did a little bit of light sparring, and long story short, when I see the stuff that he's working on right now,
Mm,
and where Kirby Kabong Canada and the US is,
mm,
he's on the forefront. So inspiring, I would say, is him. Like, if I were to start training right now in Kirby Kabong,
yeah.
and I'm a silver sash. I'm supposed to be like one step down from the gold sash and the grand poobah of things.
Okay. Okay.
I would give all that shit up to go and train with him.
Really? Well, that says a lot. Okay. Wow.
So I will put a link to him and what he does
Okay.
and where he is, because I'll say it right now, like whatever I've done is bullshit compared to what he's done and what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I've reached out to my old instructors because I said, like, if I'm going to retire, I want to retire as a gold sash. And I see what he's done. It's like, fuck, I got a long way to go. So I
Yeah.
give Sam 110%, 120% respect compared to whatever I've ever done. And the funny thing is, I've actually taught Kirby Kabong all over the world. And when I see what he's doing, I'm like, I shouldn't have fucking done it because he's a
Wow.
lot better than I am.
Yeah, but dude, but he's better than you could do to you, so you got to take some
Well,
credit
I don't
there.
think it's due to me. I just think he has a better commitment than I
Yeah, but
do.
he was,
Because I am a very lazy martial artist, right?
no, but I'm saying though, he got introduced it through you, correct? So I mean, so you played a part in that, whether it's big or small. I mean, you can't
I'll
deny
say
that.
this: it's like becoming a dog brother means absolutely nothing to your instructor because it becomes part of who you are. So if I grab somebody and like bring them to the dog brothers and they become full dog brothers, it has nothing to do with me. I may have pushed them, but they actually did it.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Sam in this regard, where I feel he's done it out of accident of meeting me.
Of accidentally meeting me.
100%.
Okay.
100%. Like, yeah, we met, we trained, I showed him like basics,
Yeah.
but my basics were rooted in something completely different than what he's doing. And like I said, I will put it out for you guys to go out there and check it out because his shit is amazing.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't mind checking it.
and,
Yeah, if you don't mind. I'd like to see
and
it.
I am willing to renounce my silver sash to start off as a white sash under him. That's how I feel about it.
Wow.
So, and my silver sash comes from Marlon Sanford, who was
So
probably
obviously
one of the first guys in North America to
to go
be,
right, right.
yeah.
Well, that's definitely not a light. Wow. Yeah, please post that. I would definitely be interested in seeing what he's got going on, just for curiosity.
Yeah, and you know, like he was he was doing like Tai Chi, and he did like an 18-hour exhibition and stuff. And I made, you know, like a Renee goofing joke, like math, like, you know, like what this is like nonsense or whatever. But deep down inside, I was like, fuck, I wouldn't last 3 minutes
Mm,
doing what you did, and you did it for 18 hours.
wow.
So, anyways,
Awesome. Well, this is great. So next Wednesday, Steve Grody is going to get back to me, but he could be available next Wednesday. The only thing he's got to figure out, because he's in Iowa, just internet. But if he, for some
do they
reason,
have internet in Iowa yet, or is
they
that
do, but it's not the best. But they do have internet.
fair enough?
No, but if he can't, I also got Tim Rivera of Spanish Fencing. Tim Rivera is a sharp cat. I mean, it's like one of those guys when he says something in a discussion, it's like, it's not the usual stupid crap. I mean, like this guy knows his stuff, man. Very, I find him inspiring. Just he's
So,
that knowledgeable.
before we leave, if I may,
Sure.
I want to say like thank you to you and the rest of the people out there. We've been away for a while. I had a death in the family, so I'm just kind of
Mm,
been kind of like quiet and reserved. And like to me, this is like my therapy. So I want to thank all of you who are listening and who have been supportive of what's going on to
100.
just for what I'm doing. So
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely. So folks, next Wednesday, hopefully Steve Grody, who I love talking to. You talk to that man. Just talked to him the other day. Just find him. It's one of those guys. Very few people you can just talk to and you become a better martial artist in some shape, way, or form. He's one of those guys, in my opinion. For me, I'm not saying for everybody. For me,
And I believe he also owns a martial arts jacket as well, right?
he got one and he traded it in. So he traded for
Awesome.
yes, he traded in for a palm stick that lights up. So he thought that was the better thing. So just telling you. But
Awesome.
yes, or if by some chance Steve can't come on, Tim Rivera, hopefully we can secure him. But one of the two, hopefully. But yeah, folks, thanks for jumping in, and we'll obviously be in touch before then.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, awesome.
Thank you.
Until next time, take care.
And
Try to stay out of trouble. All right.
never gonna happen.
All right. Bye. Stop streaming.